Ain't about your bread and I can't fuck with ya. I thought you was 100, but you showed me 50. You said you was gonna ride, huh? And the coupe that's parked outside, that bitch looks so expensive. I bet it cut your eye, huh?
Hey bro, we got Kevin Samuels on how he got his start as an image consultant.
Image.
You know what I'm saying? So, yo, hey, finna hop into this, bro. No cap.
My background is like a lot of kids. Born to a single mother, father had many kids. Found out that, academics was going to help me get scholarships and things in college. Went to college for engineering. Yeah, did the normal stuff, but I hated it. I quit my job in engineering, decided to start waiting tables at Papado. And from there, I fell backwards into a career in corporate sales. And if you've been around long enough, you remember with the telecom industry, the boom and the bust.
Right.
Well, I cut my teeth in that environment. Lots of competition, lots of money, lots of exposure, but it all went away. When that industry fell away, I found myself in advertising and marketing, selling it. So I cut from corporate sales.
Okay.
And the last little bit, I realized that I'm becoming older, I can make it up, but these companies fall apart, such and so forth. Decided to start my own boutique advertising agency. That worked moderately successful, but how I really got into this business was from the PR side of that boutique agency. One of our clients was about to leave and take about 40% of our company's revenue, which is going to hurt.
Oh, wow.
Hurt bad, and she was sitting there saying, hey, I'm going to be put before the governor for an emergency appointment to a judge. But here's the thing, I don't know how to dress for that. And I'm sitting there thinking about all the money we're about to lose because she's going away. She's like, but you always dress so nice. Is that something you can help me with? Because I was doing her PR. I'm like, well, yes. And I went shopping with her to help her get ready for this thing. And I went and looked up. I was like, what is it that when people help people get dressed for such and so forth? It's an image consultant. That's how I found myself being interested in image consulting, but it kind of goes in what I've done in my life. I've always had a sense of style, a sense of flair. So I got into the business helping men and women. And what really brought me here is when I started focusing on my guy clients, they were coming in saying, hey, look, man, I came into you to get a better outcome personally or professionally. But on the personal side, man, I'm looking good, I'm smelling good. I'm moving up the corporate ladder, I'm moving up, my business is expanding. Now I want to have a wife, a kid, a family, whatever. And I'm not finding any women out here who are kind of at my level or my new level. And then I'm hearing women say they can't find men over here. So what I'm really having is a conversation my guys have and my women have. And I spent the first 3 years talking to men, but that didn't really catch on. But when I started talking to women about the kind of men they say they want, I asked one question: what do those men want from women? And that's what really kind of kicked this whole thing off. And, the pandemic helped a lot, too, because everybody's sitting at home.
Right.
So that's the conversation that's been happening since this summer. But honestly, man, I've been involved in relationship conversations since 1989, Shahrazad Ali college campus. I've always been in the mix with relationships, but that's what's taken off here. So, and that's what kind of led to this new burst of popularity. Just having the same conversation that we have in a basketball court, the barbershop, golf course, and I'm telling women what men really wish they could say, but they can't say this stuff in the corporate environment. I've been there.
Right.
You'll get canceled. You'll get Me Too. You'll get hostile work environment. And so many women are not understanding what the disconnect is. So what I'm saying is, I'm like, well, the kind of men you want are these guys, and this is what they want from women. And are you willing to do that? Or if not, at least now you know why the disconnect is. So that's about as simple as I can put it.
Interesting. Yeah, because that's one thing that I ended up saying to one of my employees over there. I was like, I like Kevin Samuels because he just gets crispy every day. I don't really feel like I have that much of an incentive to present myself in that way. But, certainly for you to garner the respect of these random people who are calling in and stuff, it very much helps to accentuate your brand. And you're talking about that like you've always sort of had a bit of understanding of sort of dressing for what you want to accomplish, right?
Well, coming from corporate sales, the first thing they buy is you. So when you come through the door, and I'm talking about a multi-million-dollar deal or even several thousands of dollars, your image does play a part in it. And I spent a lot of time, money, and investment in getting coaching. I do the same things that I tell people to do because there's a difference between, let's just say, insurance. Somebody works at a local State Farm, Farmers, or Allstate. there's going to be somebody up here that's making 500, 300,000, and somebody making 30 or 50. They're selling the same products to the same market. What's the difference? Network and appearance. So I've always known that your image can help get you in the door. What you do once you're in the door is the difference. So that's why I stress the importance of image. And before I get too deep, image is 4 parts.
Females might look
appearance,
good,
behavior, communication,
but
digital
is they really your
footprint.
wife?
A, B, C, D.
Can they really
The
be your
appearance
wife? Can they
part
really
just
provide
gets
what they
you
need to provide?
heard, but how you behave, how you communicate, and then how you look online really kind of solidifies all that stuff. And that all comes into fruition on the show, because there are people who come in like, I don't like this guy, I don't like nothing he has to say, what does he talk about? But then when they sit down and if they actually listen to me, it makes more sense more often than not.
Right. I have definitely had more than a few people that I know try to like take issue with you. But, you know, we keep having conversations. The more and more stuff that we watch that I'm like, listen, I can understand how you could say that Kevin is disrespectful. I can understand how you maybe think that he's prioritizing things. He's prioritizing materialism or money or youth, etc. I can understand that you might take issue with some of those things. But I can't say that I've ever heard him give bad advice. There's never been a time where I've been watching you speak to a woman and thought, he's giving her horrible advice. He's completely misleading her. You might be a little rough with your delivery at times, but it seems like you really are kind of giving people advice that they need, to be honest.
Well, and what's happened as of late, I have a private Facebook group.
People are just soft nowadays, bro. They
and in
can't
this group,
take
it's been up less than 6 months, and I pretty much handpicked the people that come in.
People can't handle the truth.
And in 8 months,
people are
going
so
on
soft
about
nowadays,
7 months,
bro.
there have been 8 couples that have gotten together, and 3 engagements. So even on YouTube, a young lady just posted a video last week. Kevin Samuels' advice is the reason I got engaged. And she got engaged in Aruba. So it's hard for people, it's becoming harder and harder for people to say, your tone, you're this, you're that, when you're producing results. And what I often say is, I'm like, well,
it's like on some
Simon Cowell
shit.
on American Idol was allowed to become a
You know what I mean? I don't want that buzz down skelly, but that shit cool. Love y'all, God bless you. I'm finna see y'all, bro.